Heroes. Today we're going to do a character example using Hero Designer for Champions, which is a superhero genre of the Hero system. As you can see, I have Hero Designer open, and I'm going to enter the parameters of the campaign, which is a total points of 400 with 75 points in complications, no experience, and you got to go with step one to start with, which is character concept. My concept for this character is that this is a former bike member of a bike gang, a motorcycle club, who had an accident when he was being chased by police, and he got separated from the group, and in doing so, he ran off the road, had to ditch his bike, and he landed on a bunch of radioactive toxic waste, which mutated him. And he gave him radiation powers. Not like the Hulk, which makes him strong and everything, but he can now generate his own power source of radiation. So, gotta give this guy a name, and his name is Hell's Angel. Go ahead and save that. I like to save this on a regular basis so I don't lose anything. Now, I do have a prefab, which is a template that I use from the 6th edition Champions book, which just has the information regarding the Champions universe and so forth, but doesn't have the rules on character creation and so forth, but it does have templates of different archetypes and so forth to help you make characters. So, although this guy is radiation generator, I thought fire would be the best closest analog to that. So, go up here and we load the fire prefab, and we're going to start with that. First, I go into powers and I look under prefabs, and I go under the character presets. I have my choice of burning speed, enduring fire, or smoldering fire. Each has its bonuses and minuses, VARs being used. But I look here, the big difference is burning speed is more dexterous. I think it's going to be more enduring than speed, so I'm going to choose that one, which adds that to my character, and it changes all the appropriate characteristic totals for the character here. Usually when I do characteristics, I normally don't add it like this from the template over. I just add it over to the characteristics here. Just add them here. But for simplicity's sake for the video, I'm going to leave it like this, but I am going to edit, and I'm going to edit the name of it here to enduring radiation. Boom. And as you can see, it costs 90 points for those characteristics. Now, we go to the offensive. I have my choice of either fire attacks or pyrokinesis set. I'm not going to go with the pyrokinesis set because I think the fire attacks will be better. So I'm going to go through and see which one of these I like to use to, because I get to pick 5 slots. So let's go ahead and make the framework, which you go power frameworks, and you go new multi-power, going to be radiation powers, radiation attack powers, and these are going to be 60 active points. And what this does, it gives you a 60-point reserve, so maximum would be 60 points. And the way this is situated, I can't use any one of my attacks more than one at a time. But if I had like 2 attacks that were like 30 active points, I can use them together as long as I had the endurance to buy it. So I'm gonna choose here from which attacks I want. There's the Firebolt, which does 12 dice 6, or I can do a 2.5d6 range killing attack, or I can do a Fireball, which is 8d6, 18-meter radius, mini Fireballs, which is auto fire blast. I can do a Dragon Breath, which won't really, not really applicable for this type of character. Or I could do a Flash Fire Blast, which gives me a flash attack in addition to that, which would be kind of cool. It kind of fit because it'd be like a radiation flash, so it can blind people. The section Extinguish Wall of Fire, Advanced Fire Sheath, which is, it gives him like a fiery aura around him that causes damage. Let's go ahead and pick 6 of these. I do like the Fire Beam, which is like for radiation purposes, it's a lethal blast of energy, and it's 2.5d6 armor piercing at half endurance, which allows you to go through half the defenses with the armor piercing, and it's already a killing attack, which is lethal, and reduced at half endurance. So let's go ahead and add that, and we're going to edit that to be radioactive beam. Okay, and so I get to choose 5 of these. So let's go. I like the Advanced Fire Sheath. Because he has a radioactive aura. Let's go ahead and change that to radioactive sheath. And let's see, he's got a ranged, and like I said before, I like the Flash Flyer Blast. I'm just going to call it Flash Blast. And let's go. Get this. I'm going to say he's going to have some control over his attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Firebolt. Okay, and I get to pick one more. Let's see. Let's do it Godzilla style. Let's go ahead and give him the we're going to call it Godzilla Breath. just call it something for fun. Okay. All right. Now we got the attack powers out of the way on this template. Then I get defense. I could choose up to 40 points on this, so I can choose 1 defense. And we have a few choices here. We got Fire Shield 1, which gives you the resistant protection of 20/20, which is nice. But it costs endurance, so it's more like a force field, which is kind of be like a radioactive force field. Then there's Shield 2, which gives you only 15/15, but you automatically get the 1 damage class reduction on both physical and energy. Or we can go to the Fire Shield plus Port Defense, which gives you 10 resistant PD/ED, costs endurance like a force field, but you get deflection of physical missiles. And then we got Fire Form, which really doesn't apply for this guy. He doesn't have a radioactive form. So what we're going to do is I like keeping it simple, so let's go ahead and just do the 20/20. Take it out of the multi-power. We'll just call it radioactive shield 1. We can keep it as it is otherwise. Which costs 6 endurance. We're going to save that. So that takes care of the defense. Alrighty. Now we get to there's Fiery Flight. I'm not going to give him that because he's going to have a motorcycle to get around with. So that's going to be I'm going to use that as his movement power. So we're going to go and check into the secondaries, which I can choose up to 20 points. There's basic fire sheaths, which I don't need. I already got the radioactive sheath from the attack power, so I don't need that. There's infrared vision, flash defense, absorption, and he doesn't really need the deflection, missile mental temperature sensing, warmth control. So I got 20 points in these to pick from. I do like the life support, but I'm going to change it. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put radiation control. I'm going to replace the cold and I'm going to keep the heat. I'm going to switch the cold to radiation, and I'm going to say now it's going to say high pressure, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just do that. So that's 4. And let's take temperature. That's kind of cool. That'd be 7. And I'm going to go with the let's see. I was going to go with the let's go with the Eyes of Fire, which would make sense, but I'm going to switch that because I made the template incorrectly and I put it as hearing group, which is actually sight group, which gives them the defense against flash attacks, so it's harder for they have to be blinded. And I'm going to not take the infrared perception because I'm going to take something different. Because I'm going since he's radioactive, I'm going to go with the X-ray vision. So what we do here is we go into enhanced senses, and I'm going to take partially penetrative to sight group, and make that as X-ray vision. So we can't see through lead, gold, certain common objects, which makes sense for his radiation powers. So we total that up. Let's see, that's 10, 17, and 5, which we would put him over. That's all right, because we will balance that at the end there. Okay, so that's what we have for secondary. All right, finally we go get to the skills, talents, perks of the character creation. Let me go ahead and save this first before we get any further. And none of these really apply for him, although demolitions would work, but firefighter, not so much. So it's between 6 and 8 points in skills. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and go ahead and pick my own skills here. About 10 points of skills. As you can see, we are at 239 of 400, so we're doing really good as far as points is concerned. So first of all, I checked with my GM, and two-wheeled and four-wheeled common ground vehicles are every man skills, which is a list of skills based on genre that everybody has to start the game with. So I don't have to buy that, but I do want to get combat driving, because he learned from his accident not to crash into things. Then let's see, I want to get demolitions because he's learned about explosives since the accident, learning about atomic energy and stuff like that. So we're going to go and find demolitions here for 6, and he's knowledgeable about motorcycle clubs. I'm going to give him general level, so he gets that 11 or less. So that's 5. 5 and 3 is 8. That works perfect. We'll go ahead and save that. And we go back to the prefabs here. And that's it for that. Then we have the complication prefabs. Okay, we have general, mutant, and fire form. He doesn't have fire form, so don't really count. General might work, so let's see what's here in general. He has a hunted's up to 30 points, code versus killing, 10 point psychological limitation of his choice, and secret of public identity. You might consider him a mutant, although he's a mutate, but it still qualifies. He gets distinctive features being a mutant, 20 points at hunted's, and complication, code for skilling, and secret of public identity, and then takes 2 times stun versus an uncommon attack. It's typically cold or ice, water, but so I do like these complications a little bit better. I like the idea of being a mutant. Let's go ahead and go with these. I'm going to take all of these. So I add all these to my character here and make the necessary adjustments. So distinctive features, there's no need to change that. Hunted, he's got 20 points worth. The first one is, like I said, he was hunted by police, so local police. We're going to say it's a limited geographic area. They have extreme non-combat influence. And I'm going to say it's infrequent. They're not really looking. I'm going to say they're as powerful. I'm going to say mildly punished. They don't want to kill them. They just want to arrest them. So that's a 5-pointer right there. So it reduces it by quite a bit. So I'm going to give him another hunted. We're going to give him, he's hunted by the motorcycle club because he ran off. And this could be frequently as well. Although he has superpowers and they don't, they have a lot of people and they want to do some major punishing on that. They don't have extreme non-combat influence, and they're not limited by geographic area because they have other motorcycle clubs they can get a hold of and try to track me down, and they'll leave it like that. I know that's only 15, but we'll see what we can do with the rest. Kill versus killing is unmodifiable. The only thing we have to do on the social complication here is switch it just to secret identity. And then the vulnerability here, we're going to change this a little bit so he'll gain a few more points. What I'm going to do here is I'm thinking about the lead, since he can't see through lead, so lead can affect him. So I'm going to say he takes from metal-based attacks. He takes 2.5 times 2.5 times that. Since metal-based attacks are going to be a little bit more common, I'm going to flip that to common. I wouldn't say very common, not like swords and stuff, but the thing of it is there's bullets, so that can be considered very common. So I'm going to bump that up to very common, makes it a 30-point complication. Okay, as you can see here, I'm over because I have 90 points in complications here, and in this campaign it's 75, so I'm going to drop something here. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the hunted by local police, which means I need a 10-pointer I need to get rid of. I do have a 10-point hunted on the what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the vulnerability to 1.5 instead of 2 times, which makes it 15, which makes it 7. So I got a 5-pointer. So what I could do is put that hunted back up for the police. So we'll go local police, extensive, limited. And they are as powerful, and they're just going to arrest him. So boom, here we go. We're just going to go ahead and sort that by display, so they're the hunted and everything's all together, and we'll save that. So those are out of the way. Now, as you can see, I still have plenty of points to spend here, and let's see what trouble we can get into. Now we go and we're going to go ahead and get the motorcycle, which is vehicles and bases. Motorcycle here. Motorcycles generally cost about 50 points. which in a later video we'll discuss making vehicles. For the character, it costs 1/5 of whatever the vehicle costs, so it only costs the character 10 points. If this was a hero campaign, the GM could most likely go like, okay, it's a common vehicle. We assume you bought it with money, so you don't have to pay points for it. So anyways, he's got that. So the other reason we got some extra points is due to we didn't buy flight, which is 40 points, which, like I said before, it doesn't really jive with this type of character. Started thinking and thought it'd be kind of cool that he can create a zone of radiation. So what we're going to do here is that's going to be change environment because he's changing the environment, and we're going to call this radioactive zone. And this is going to create radiation, yes, radiation field. 300 rads, which is equal to a unshielded radioactive core of a power plant. Okay, so let's see here. And we're going to add a modifier here, area effect of, let's say, 32-meter radius. Okay. All right. And let's see, variable combat effects, and long lasting. Let's see what else we can put on this here. Does damage. Let's see. Let's see, it does 4 character points per 50 rads, so 50 divided by 30, that's 5 divided by 3, which is 6. Okay, here. There we go. Should make it all caps here. Just make it regular here. Radio zone. There we go. And we'll save that. We give this character some background. We're going to add some skills to him. He's going to know mechanics because he works on motorcycles for a living, pretty much. He knows how to tend to wounds, so we'll give him paramedic. Although Most start with 8 or less anyway. It's a little bit better than that. Since he rides his motorcycle all over the place, we're going to give him navigation land. He's had a round or two to learn how to survive, so we'll give him urban survival. That being the case, we're going to give him streetwise as well. All at base level. After his accident, he's probably learned a little bit about radiation on a general level. He's had to disarm some alarms in his lifetime, so we're going to use security systems. With his background, he knows some things about firearms. Now we're going to go small arms. Well, we're going to go firearms. And yeah, some knowledge of tactics and teamwork, being in a motorcycle group. After thinking about it, I know I didn't want to make a Hulk type character, but I figure it should get some physical enhancement from the radiation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as aid and call it adrenal stimulation. And it's going to aid to strength and dex, con, and speed. And it's going to aid 4d6. So it's going to add 4d6 character points to each of those. So anyways, in order to do that, we have to do expanded effect to 4 characteristics. Let's see, which makes a plus 1.5 advantage to that, and only aids to self. Only aids to self. Alright, go done. And okay. One of the other things radioactivity likes to do is create electromagnetic pulse. So I'm going to make it so he can do that as well. And that's be able to dispel. And that's electromagnetic pulse. Electricity powers. And let's start it out at 8d6. I think it's going to be a little high for him to be able to pull off, but let's see, due to the limitations of the campaign. But we're going to go expanded effect, like we did before. But this time, to do for all, you have to bump it up to a +4 advantage. which is 9 levels. All electrical power simultaneously. Okay. That's why I said it's going to be expensive. I don't think it's going to be able to afford that much. And can't put any limitations on it. So in this campaign, I'm limited to 60 active. So I have to drop this down. Let's go down here, and we're going to drop this down. As you can see, it's still over. That dropped down to 60, which is 4-6, which is still not bad. And that's how many character points you dispel or stop working. Alrighty. One of the other effects of atomic explosions and radiation is an air blast, so I'm going to give them that as well. So we'll go blast. We're going to call it air blast, and it's going to affect PD instead of ED because it's physical. And we're going to make it 8 dice 6, and being an air blast, it's going to do double knockback. And it does not work underwater or in a vacuum, which is a quarter limitation. Well, it actually does work in that. We're not going to give it a limitation. We're just going to do that. And do the double knockback. Okay, we're good. Don't display that. Okay. And since he didn't die when he crashed into all that radioactivity, which should have killed him outright, I'm going to give him some luck. And since he's very lucky, I'm going to give him 3 levels. And it does not go in the multipower because it doesn't apply to that. So we got that, and we're better save before we lose any more information there. Okay, I went ahead and added +1 combat skill with his multipower, which is 5 points. So that helps his CV on that regard. So that leaves him with 1 point left. So we're going to go ahead and, just for fun, we're going to up his strength 1 point. It's just the even amount to 412 points. Now I'll go to basic info. There he is, 400 points. 75 matching complications. A copy of the character sheet will be made available at the description below. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you'd like to see next. It could be more details on skills or powers, or even looking at older editions of Champions in the hero system, or conversion, which I've had a lot of people ask about running D&D, a D&D-like game using the hero system. Thank you, and always be a hero.